Have you ever caught something out of the corner of your eye? A fleeting, dark shape that vanishes the moment you turn to look? You might just write it off as a trick of the light. But what if it was something more? What if you just saw a shadow person? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most widespread and chilling paranormal phenomena reported around the world. Let's start our journey in Manila, in the Philippines. In 2017, a security guard named Michael was doing his late-night rounds in a supposedly empty office building. As he walked down a long, dimly lit hallway, he saw a tall, dark figure standing at the far end. It was completely black, like a void in the shape of a person, and it had no discernible features. He froze, his heart pounding. He blinked, expecting it to be gone, but it was still there. He reached for his radio to call for backup, and in that split second, the figure darted into a nearby office with impossible speed. Michael, mustering his courage, chased after it. He flung the door open, ready for a confrontation, but the room was empty. The window was locked from the inside, and there was no other way out. He searched every corner but found nothing. Shaken, Michael later learned he wasn't the first guard to see the shadow man of that hallway. Stories like his are surprisingly common, not just in Manila, but everywhere. So what exactly are these entities? Over the years, witnesses have described several distinct types of shadow people. The most common is the one Michael saw. A solid black humanoid silhouette, often reported as being very tall, sometimes over 7 feet. Then there's the Hat Man. This figure is consistently described as wearing an old-fashioned, wide-brimmed hat, like a fedora, and sometimes a long coat. Many who see the Hat Man report feeling an overwhelming sense of dread and pure malevolence, as if this entity is feeding on their fear. Another type is the hooded figure, which, as the name suggests, appears to be wearing a dark, monastic-style hood that conceals its face. Unlike the others, this one is often associated with feelings of deep sadness or anger. And finally, there are the more amorphous forms, the red-eyed shadows, which are dark masses with glowing red eyes, and the peeking shadows, which are seen peering from behind doorways or furniture, as if they're curious but shy. They disappear the instant they're noticed. Each type seems to have its own unique vibe, its own particular brand of unsettling. The concept of shadowy, spirit-like beings isn't new. It's woven into the fabric of cultures all over the world. In Islamic folklore, the jinn are beings made of smokeless fire that can be invisible or take on various forms, including shadowy figures that interact with humans, sometimes benevolently, sometimes not. In Germany, the legend of the Doppelgänger speaks of a spectral double of a living person, often seen as a harbinger of bad luck or an omen of death. Japanese folklore has the Yūrei, souls of the deceased unable to find peace. While often depicted in white kimonos, some are described as mere shadows, lingering in the world of the living. Native American traditions also speak of shadow-like spirits. For example, some Choctaw stories mention the Nalusa Chito, or Great Black Being, a soul eater that lurks in the shadows. These stories, passed down through generations, all point to a shared human experience, an ancient instinctual awareness of things that exist just beyond our normal perception, things that live in the dark. So why do I think there's something to these stories? For me, it comes down to the sheer consistency of the reports. We're talking about people from completely different backgrounds, countries, and time periods, many of whom have never heard the term shadow people, all describing remarkably similar encounters. They describe the same shapes, the same movements, the same feelings of being watched. Before the internet connected us all, how could a farmer in 19th century rural America and a modern-day office worker in Manila describe the exact same Hat Man? It's not just a scary story told around a campfire. For the people who experience it, it's terrifyingly real. I believe our universe is far stranger and more complex than we currently understand. We perceive only a tiny fraction of the electromagnetic spectrum. Who's to say there aren't other dimensions or planes of existence brushing up against our own? Perhaps shadow people are residents of one of those dimensions, and every now and then we catch a brief, accidental glimpse of them as they pass through our world. It's a thought that is both terrifying and incredibly fascinating. Of course, science has its own explanations, and it's important we look at those too. Skeptics offer several compelling theories. One of the most popular is hypnagogia, which refers to the state between wakefulness and sleep. During this time, the brain can be in a dreamlike state while you are still partially conscious, leading to vivid hallucinations. This could explain why many shadow people sightings happen at night, in bed. Another explanation is pareidolia, our brain's tendency to see patterns like faces or human figures in random stimuli. That flickering shadow in the corner of your room? Your brain might automatically interpret it as a person because it's hardwired to recognize human forms for survival. Infrasound, sound waves below the range of human hearing, has also been linked to paranormal experiences. Frequencies around 19 Hz can vibrate the human eyeball, causing visual distortions, and can also induce feelings of anxiety, dread, and the sense of a presence. Finally, certain neurological conditions or even high levels of carbon monoxide can cause hallucinations that fit the description of shadow people. These are all valid, logical explanations. But do they account for everything? Do they explain group sightings or encounters in broad daylight when a person is wide awake and sober? Do they explain the Hat Man, a specific, detailed figure seen globally? Maybe not. The truth is, we don't know for sure. Whether they are interdimensional beings, tricks of the mind, or something else entirely, shadow people remain one of the most enduring and unsettling mysteries of the paranormal world. They represent that primal fear of the dark and the unknown that resides in all of us. So the next time you see a dark flicker from the corner of your eye, you can decide for yourself. Is it just your brain playing tricks on you? Or did you just get a glimpse into the shadows? Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the unknown. What do you think shadow people are? Let me know your own theories or experiences in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you do not miss our next exploration into the unexplained. Stay curious and stay safe.